Scorn is an atmospheric first-person horror adventure title with no dialogue, essentially no cutscenes, and no text. Scorn relies on its incredible visual style and environmental storytelling to paint a picture that many will interpret in different ways. In today's video, I'm going to give you my interpretation of the narrative and themes at play within Scorn. Scorn is designed around the idea of being thrown into the world. Isolated and lost inside this dreamlike world, you'll explore different interconnected regions in a non-linear fashion. The unsettling environment is a character itself. Reproduction, birth, life, death, all key pillars and themes within Scorn. The horrifying and decaying atmosphere of Scorn showcases isolation and the worthlessness of life from the moment we enter the world. Throughout your journey, you will see hundreds, if not thousands, of rotting corpses, flesh, and tortured souls. The feeling of extinction looms heavy, with obvious imagery influenced by the incredible H.R. Giger, who you'll know from his masterful biomechanical work, and in particular his work on Ridley Scott's sci-fi horror and classic Alien. A lot of H.R. Giger's work also showcases the parallels between life and death, much like Scorn. At its core, I believe Scorn to be a metaphor for childbirth, for pregnancy and failed pregnancy. There are many hints to this throughout the adventure. Before I go on, a word of warning: some of these themes I'm going to discuss are quite heavy, so please exit the video if these topics might be triggering to you. In Act 1 of Scorn, we're tasked with killing a newly born creature or breaking it free. This may be symbolizing aborting a child or a C-section cesarean delivery. In Act 2, we emerge as a newborn child in some respects, with an umbilical cord and all. In Act 3, in one sense, feels like we're moving through organs of the body. The world of Scorn feels like one living organism. Is this on purpose? I think so. But also there are remains of many failed pregnancies in a sense, with stillborns and miscarriages showcased throughout the different decaying bodies and flesh. In Act 4, the towering creature we meet seems to be suffering, but still willing to help in a way. It's a passive creature, and it's helping us on our journey upwards. And in this section of the game, we are tasked with cutting it open in 3 sections. Again, a cesarean method of opening them up to progress as a part of the maze puzzle. The creature almost acts in a motherly fashion, in a weird way. Even if you try to shoot the creature, it will not harm you. It simply wants you to progress, and it seemingly meets its demise once we finish the puzzle. In many ways, this can symbolize a mother's suffering and dying for its child during pregnancy. In Act 5, the royal, futuristic-like area is the brain of the body in a sense. The previous 4 acts we've seen rot, flesh, decay, but now in this final area, everything seems intact, no flesh in sight, acting like the healthy part of the body, the brain. The cityscape is named Polis. It showcases pregnancy, sexual intercourse, and everything in between, with statues and murals. And towards the final moments of the game, the doctor-like figure looks to be torturing us, but in actual fact it may be trying to help us, help the child come to life. Much like a doctor, a pregnant figure carries us, the player, towards our final destination in this narrative, and with the portal shaped as a vagina. I know it sounds silly, but it's definitely intentional, signifying this as the final steps to being born to life. We are the embryo. We are the child hoping to survive and live. But just before the exit, the parasite returns to infect us once more, signifying a stillborn child, a horrific ending to an already depressing experience. This parasite could be seen as a twin, as we play as both throughout the journey, both characters. The same parasite as that character we played from the first act. It could be a metaphor to vanishing twin syndrome, VTS, where there is a miscarriage that causes a pregnancy involving twins to become a pregnancy involving one baby. It occurs when one of the embryos detected during an ultrasound stops developing. VTS can't be treated or prevented. Or with the final image, it may be signaling conjoined twins. Conjoined twins are two babies who are born physically connected to each other. Conjoined twins develop when an early embryo only partially separates to form two individuals. Although two babies develop from this embryo, they may remain physically connected, most often at the chest, abdomen, or pelvis. Through your experience with Scorn, you'll notice that all puzzles and doors have been created to keep parasites out and away. If anything is to ascend through, it must prove cognitive functionality by solving these complex puzzles and mazes, as we do throughout the game. If the humanoid can make it to this final realm, this final area, they can try to ascend into a higher being, like many others have before it. And as we can see, they try to connect the player's brain to the hive mind. All who lived here vanish, shedding their physical bodies and ascending to that higher plane of existence. They did try to continue on with a physical form, creating stronger bodies as vessels for them, as we can see from the final boss area. This previous civilization was obsessed with rebirthing, but ultimately, was there a way out? I'm not sure, but what I do know is I'll be contemplating this game's deeper meanings and themes for many weeks and months to come. I hope the developers of Scorn can further this world building with a sequel or with DLC component where we potentially see what's on the other side of that portal, or if there is a happy ending to be had in this world. But for now, we must live in this world of despair and hopelessness. Again, please sound off in the comments with your theories, guys. No answer is wrong, no theory is wrong. It's all canon, in a sense. That's what the developers, I believe, wanted from this game. A discussion on its themes and messages. And it really is an incredible game in many respects, whether you like the combat or not, whether you like the way the game handles itself and its short runtime. There are some setbacks, but I really did enjoy the game and the unique experience it delivered. So let me know what you think of the game and your theories on the narrative, the story, the world building. And thanks so much for watching, guys. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.